It was Brazil, Andreas Pereira, who actually gave the Uruguayan national team bulletin board material before the game saying, we have Premier League midfielders, a Premier League team, player for player, we're a better team, a team they can only dream of. Luis Suarez, those Uruguayan players, they let him know during the game and after the game what they felt of this Brazilian squad. It just became a fight, and I'm very surprised that Brazil wanted to participate in this type of fight.
Just because it's Premier League.
Just because it's Premier League.
Yeah.
If you look at the Premier League individuals, they're not all that, to be very honest. And Andreas Pereira talking like that really surprised me because he plays for Fulham.
Fala, apaixonados por futebol, bem-vindos ao canal. Após a eliminação do Brasil para o Uruguai na Copa América, muito se falou sobre a declaração do Andreas Pereira sobre ser jogador da Premier League, que teria motivado a seleção uruguaia. E até mesmo os jornalistas ingleses acabaram criticando o meio-campista brasileiro pela declaração. Vamos conferir, já se inscrevam aí no canal e bora!
We will kick things off with what was, Maka, a turgid game.
Another
one between Uruguay and Brazil. This was horrendous. Uruguay basically kicked Brazil for 90 minutes and then won on penalties in the end. If you're ever to try and sell soccer to anyone, this would definitely not be the game to show them. But in the end, it is Uruguay who advance. Brazil out. It has, of course, been a dreadful tournament overall for Brazil. This is what Dorival, the Brazil coach, had to say after the match. This was horrible, Herc. I blame you.
I blame Savvy. I'll start
there.
It really was terrible. And I expected a lot more from Uruguay, though I shouldn't, because this game goes out the window when you put these two together on a field like that. Over 40 fouls, 41 to be exact. And it was Brazil, Andreas Pereira, who actually gave the Uruguayan national team bulletin board material before the game saying, we have Premier League midfielders, a Premier League team, player for player, we're a better team, a team they can only dream of. Luis Suarez, those Uruguayan players, they let him know during the game and after the game what they felt of this Brazilian squad. It just became a fight, and I'm very surprised that Brazil wanted to participate in this type of fight. I mean, I could see Uruguay, for as new age as Marcelo Bielsa and his system is, that intensity in the final third, you know, up the flanks, transition football, just very high press, high octane. At the end of the day, they are still Uruguayan in their DNA. They will roll up their sleeves and they will make it a fight, and they did. I was surprised Brazil came down to that level, and then it was just who wanted it more. And after that, I mean, after the red card to Hernandez, pretty much goes out the window of trying to win that game. They were just trying to hold on and take it to penalty kicks. And there was no half steps. There was no, I'll stop, I'll go, I'll give them a shove on these penalty kicks. The Uruguayans just put them right in and ended up winning the game. But it really was, we'll make this game an ugly game. We'll make this a battle. We'll make it a fight. We'll roll up our sleeves and we'll win. And that's what Uruguay did.
Obviously, Kurt mentioned that Brazil kind of came down to their level, which is exactly what you want as Uruguay. You want it to turn into a fight as opposed to a proper football match. How difficult is it not to kind of come down, get involved with all the fighting when you're being kicked for 90 minutes?
Well, it's very difficult the way Uruguay, with, as Herc said, with Bielsa, that's how they play. They go and press, they hunt the ball down, they want to close you down. It's not as if they're going to sit off and let Brazil play. This is a different Uruguay style, and they've been impressive in this tournament to a certain extent, Uruguay. And when I looked through the Brazil team, I thought it was quite weak as Brazil standards go.
Yeah, just because it's Premier League.
Just because it's Premier League.
Yeah.
If you look at the Premier League individuals, they're not all that, to be very honest. And Andreas Pereira talking like that really surprised me because he plays for Fulham. So it didn't surprise me at all. It was just disappointing. I watched the game myself, and
yeah.
I think as well, though, the officials have to bear some responsibility for the game kind of degrading as it did. And I'll be honest, I don't think the refereeing has been good at all during Copa America. And while you accept that Copa America generally is more physical than the Euros, let's say, you saw Uruguay's intent from the opening whistle. There was not a single Uruguayan player booked in the first half of the game. And so from a Brazilian perspective, when you see that, when you're being kicked, when you're being hassled in that way, and the referee takes absolutely no action, you have almost no choice but to drop to their level, to try to match their physicality. And as a result, you saw, I want to say a lesser Brazil, but Brazil have not been good, as the boys have mentioned. Vinicius Jr. not involved in this game at all because of because of his bookings. And all of a sudden you have a Brazil team that don't really have the players that they once did to play the football that we know Brazil would like to play, and a very physical Uruguay that are just allowed to kick lumps out of them. And so Brazil kind of degrade or have to try to match Uruguay in what they were doing, and there's only one winner in that case.